Lots of your fans.
No, come on.
Hello, Dr. Viswa.
Hi, Dr. Mamta. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
So I see a lot of flags behind you.
Yes, we take care of international relations.
Okay.
This is my office.
Okay. Okay. And I also saw that you are an adjunct professor with some university today.
Oh yeah, so that's an old one. I just updated today.
Okay, congratulations. I think whatever introduction that we give will be too minimal today.
Congratulations, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Mamta. So I think we have.
Yeah, we'll start maybe 3 more minutes later.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, Sajidul Islam, you are joining from Bangladesh, right? We connected yesterday. You are on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm from Bangladesh, and I have a team of 12 persons who are interested in joining this session, but
Okay.
they are facing some difficulties due to stormy weather. I'm kind of trying to reach out them as soon as possible.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay. Yeah, sure. So the main idea for connecting Dr. Azul Ghani connected with you yesterday is that you have this conference September 1st to 3rd, right? And then Dr. Azul Ghani asked us like if you could run one workshop for students on September 3rd.
Yeah,
I think that's yeah.
Asadumi sir always inspires us and try to engage us as a whole and try to build our leadership skills, and it's truly appreciating. And from you guys, it's a golden opportunity for us.
Okay, but you need to pull large number of students.
Yeah, I am working on that. Actually, I have informed yesterday, and I have mailed them and also connected them, but they are in facing some kind of Wi-Fi issues because they are in hostels.
Okay.
So poor, I guess. I think they will fix, and as they are committed, they will in the meeting as in a few minutes. I hope so.
Okay.
And I ensure that after this meeting, we have a session, right? After next week, Friday.
Next week, Friday.
Next Friday. There will be another session, right?
Yeah, every Friday we'll have sessions.
Okay, we will pull out a great number, inshallah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Great. So guys, feel free to turn on your cameras and microphones. My mouth, I think, is paining telling you every week. Hi, Ravi Gupta.
He is from my team.
Hey.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. It's
Hello.
me, Ravi Kumar Gupta. I'm the student of Bangladesh Agricultural University. Nice to meet you all, guys.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Ravi. I have visited BAU in the year of 2017. I was there for 1 week.
Well, that's so nice to know.
Pardon me, I'm just talk with you later because I'm just connecting my audio and video. So due to network problem issues, I'm just connecting with you in a few minutes. Thank you, guys.
No problem.
Okay, Ravi. And nice to know. I am actually from Bangladesh Agriculture University, BAU. We both are batchmates. And yeah.
And
Mymensingh is a very good place, very peaceful place. And the Germplasm Center you have, I think it's one of the best in the world.
Yeah, Abdur Rahim sir has done a tremendous job. And actually, he inspires me a lot. And his inspiration truly inspired me to build a agro farm. And I really appreciate his ideas and communicate with his various time. He's really a helpful professor.
Yes.
very good. Great, guys. So good evening, everybody. So welcome to 12th FABA Friday. Thank you all for being patient. I think this FABA Friday has to scale. So you need to bring hundreds of students and invite all college people, even professors and everybody, because this forum that we are building is a community. Because life science ecosystem, unfortunately, doesn't have that kind of helpful communities. So everybody are kind of reinventing their own wheel, either for getting a job or my friend was telling that once you study pharmacy, there is nobody to help actually for a pharmacy student to set up a pharma shop. Like that. I think the whole after bachelor's or even before that, once you take biology, it's very difficult journey. It's not so easy, straightforward. That's where FABA is kind of stepping in and trying to build a community where we help each other. So that's why you need to somehow motivate your friends and everybody to come to this forum, because as I said last week, if you have attended, it's all just pure intention to help people. That's what we launched FABA Fridays. There's no financial motto behind it. There is no any business model behind it. Only pure love to help students. So that's what this FABA Friday is. Let me just give a brief. Good evening. Who is it?
This is
Hi,
Akhilesh, sir. This is Akhilesh, sir.
Akhilesh. Where are you from, Akhilesh?
I am from Karnool, sir.
Oh, okay. So what do you do in Karnool, Akhilesh?
Actually, I have completed my MSc.
Okay.
I am searching for job.
Okay.
I would like actually I am listening to your webinars so long from the COVID time.
Okay.
The following. Actually, I want to know regarding the upcoming in September 16 some program is there. So
Yes. Yes.
what the details of that, whether it is useful or not. What is the
Yeah, sure. I have one slide on it. I'll just give like 5 minutes presentation. Then we can discuss about that. And also we have very good speaker today, Professor Vishweshwarov. I think you can also ask a lot of things about jobs and everything to him.
okay, sir? Thank you, sir.
But thanks for joining, Akhilesh. Anybody else want to speak anything, guys? Please turn on your cameras. Good to see you, Akhilesh. Okay, so as usual, I'll present about FABA. Then in between, if you have any doubts or if you want to share anything or ask anything, feel free. It's a community. It's not a lecture-driven event. It's really a community, and this is all about you ask questions. Then based on that, somebody in the forum can help you out. Okay. So let me basically present what FABA is, and also I'll tell you more about the September 16th event, because it's one of the physical in-person event that we are trying to do, where bring a lot of people together and also a couple of companies together. So first, let me introduce to FABA. So welcome everybody. Good evening. So FABA basically is a non-profit organization established in 2004. And we are present in Asia and Africa. I mean, in the participants, you will see people coming from Pakistan, coming from Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nigeria. So this is because FABA's presence is there in many countries. So we connect various players in pharma, biopharma. We are a unifying body in life science in Asia and Africa. It's all academia, industry, and government connector, and also government to government connector. And right now through FABA Academy, we are also a live upskilling center where we help students to get either jobs or upskilling through skill set. So we work with various stakeholders, with universities, government organizations, incubators, investors, students, startups, institutes, pharma and biopharma companies. Because of that, working with various approaches. Yeah. So because of working with various investors, we do various levels of programs. The first one is biotechnology ecosystem enabler or builder. So FABA is known for this. And we do big events like, tackling supply chain management of COVID-19 vaccines during COVID. Or recently also, we are doing a lot of events with governments and a couple of other big players. So we also did one event on implementation of action plan for antimicrobial resistance for a state called Andhra Pradesh in India. And we recently did another event called Hyderabad Life Science Innovation Cluster Meet. These are more, building ecosystems. So these are like a high-level events. But to help students, we started something called FABA Academy. We started in 2020. The main idea is to bridge the gap between academia and industry, because a lot of students, everybody of us, when we come out from the universities, we do not know how to get a job in the industry or even in academia itself, because we are never taught that skills. That's where FABA has stepped in, and we have done various workshops on, industry ready skills, webinars, skill development programs, hands-on trainings, conferences, job placements, finishing school, women empowerment in life sciences, industry readiness programs. And we did a lot of programs, and we will continuously do for students. So a couple of our noteworthy workshops are drug discovery and development, biologics and biosimilars, chromatography techniques, biosafety and biosecurity. Anything that helps biology students, we do workshops. And apart from that, we also do soft skill programs. For example, FABA Fridays, we are doing only on soft skills. We are not focusing on anything on hard skills like drug discovery or anything. Here, it's all about helping students to gain some skill sets. And so let's talk about FABA Fridays. So today is the 12th FABA Friday. I'm really grateful that we are able to push this activity. But I need your help, guys. Like, it has to scale to as many students as possible. I mean, now you see we are only 30 or 35 students here. I mean, we should have had like at least 300 or 3,000. So that's a scale that we need to go. So this is really helping. This will help you to get your a jump in your career in life science community, because it's not so easy. This field is not so easy. So as I said, this is a 12th FABA Friday. So these are the topics we covered: CV writing, cover letter, how to do networking, how to make a good LinkedIn profile, how to do job interviews, and also opportunities in interdisciplinary sciences, communication, interpersonal skills, goal setting, career development, how to use science for that, scholarships, fellowships, personal branding, industry, academia interactions. And so most of the things that are not taught in the universities or your colleges, we will teach you here. Anything that is needed in the market, we will teach you for free. So what is FABA Fridays? It's a weekly get together on a particular topic, and it's a mentoring session. So topic, it's up to us whether to choose or not, but it's mostly, interactive session where we help each other and mentor each other. So we collaboratively help each other. We if you have any skills, you can already apply. You can start applying for jobs that we advertise, or also we'll help you advertise, or otherwise you can upskill through our finishing school. We have a couple of things that are coming up. So a couple of ground rules for FABA Fridays. You have to be positive. So anything being critical or being negative, there's no looking back. We'll just block them, and we'll not allow them. So it's really a community that we are building with positive intention, and people have to be positive. You have to be proactive. So I'm asking everybody to turn on your cameras. Why? Because these are a couple of things that you will learn in your career. Like, if you're not even opening cameras, you're not proactive. When you are not proactive, you'll be just subdued in any organization. You won't get jobs. This is like you are not there enough to get anything. So really being proactive helps you in the long run. That will help you quite a lot. You have to be open enough, because some concept that we will be teaching you will be very basic and you may be criticizing. But here you need to be open to learn something that you do not know, or something that even if you know, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And you have to be collaborative. So the main intention is helping each other. And if you don't collaborate, this is not the forum. Okay, so the FABA Fridays, as I said, like, it's been doing 12th time we are doing it now. We have consistently over 100 plus life science students which are registering from 15 plus backgrounds from 19 countries. So we have our plus 150 universities who are signing up with various backgrounds, like from PhD, MSc, MTech, MPhil. MPhil is, only in a couple of countries MPhil exists in life sciences. In India, I think we don't really have now. Only in arts they have. In sciences, they removed it. Or MCA, MBBS, a lot of backgrounds are joining here. So this is the Career Connect that Akhilesh, you are talking about. So this is a September 16th in-person event. On that event, so the registration link, we'll post it in the chat. So feel free to register, and also invite all your colleagues who will join. So on that day, we are asking a couple of HR people to come and do live interviews. Live interviews in the sense, like, it's not that you will get interviewed. It's like somebody who has applied for jobs in their companies. They will be interviewed. So you'll get an opportunity to see how an interview will look like, what kind of questions people will ask. And the other one is, like, there are around 400 analytical instruments that will be displayed. Couple of companies, we are asking them to come and showcase to you, because you'll understand, like a spectrophotometer or anything that you will use in your research, that could be demonstrated there, and you could basically use it in your research or in a company. And the main thing that we will do there is, CV plus networking. This will be a lecture based. So where anybody who comes there, we'll help you out to craft a very good CV, and also we'll teach you how to do networking. And an add-on session that who comes there, they will take a professional picture for them. So everything is for free. We'll take a professional picture and give it to you, whether you can use it for your LinkedIn or your CV. So this is the first of the in-person event that we are planning in collaboration with a company called Messe Munich, and they are organizing an event called India Lab Expo. So that's FABA Fridays, and we launched 2 weeks back something called FABA Recruit. So here people can apply for jobs that we advertise or internships. So we'll be reaching out to a couple of companies, and they will be advertising through our FABA. So we have a link called Zoho Recruit. There you will see that how you can apply for jobs. And last thing that I want to tell you is that we are not only about empowering through skills. We are also working with startups. We'll also help you out if you have startup ideas. So we have something called FABA Entrepreneurship. We started last year with an event called Whale Tank, and we do a lot of co-creation entrepreneurship awareness events. We'll help startups basically in getting anything, whatever they want. So overall, FABA helped around 12,000 people. So these are the numbers just that we have collected with 100+ webinars and workshops. We have very good executive council board members. I removed all those slides because those are all not necessary. And we have around 22 international chapters. So upcoming programs, there are so many programs that we are conducting. Couple of them can interest you, couple of them are not, because couple of them are only for Indian nationalities. And also a couple of them are in-person events, mainly for industry people. For example, this first one is only for the industry people. It is about human error reduction in pharma and biopharma, and it's a physical event in Hyderabad. And another one, Bangladesh conference, I think Sajjal Islam, you might be knowing this conference, right? So I'm sure you are playing an active role there. And the September 16th event, everybody are welcome. It's a physical event. And a couple of others where some are online, some are not offline, but you will find all these things through our newsletters or our FABA Fridays WhatsApp group. So, if you want to tell for people what FABA is, you can say that FABA is a big network. And with that network, they launched something called FABA Academy to help students, or FABA Entrepreneurship to help startups. This is what FABA is. So how can how can people work with FABA, or how can you support FABA because of our good activities that we are doing? You can propose an initiative. Let's say you can tell us like some workshop that you need, like on CRISPR or anything like bioprinting or something, that we will take up that initiative and build a course for you. Or you can support FABA by giving donation or sponsorship, because we are a non-profit organization. So you can donate money if you have, or you can take membership, and memberships are not so expensive here. You can join the team as a volunteer, or you can join as an internal. So based on the funding structure, we'll take you, or you can provide mentorship to our students, or you can provide access to the resources. So if somebody is interested to take FABA membership, thanks to many people in last FABA Fridays, many of you took membership. So for students, it's very cheap. It's 1,180 per year, or for individuals, it's 2,360 per year, or otherwise lifetime one can take. You get a certificate if you take lifetime membership. It's 23,600. And for institutes and startups and corporates, we have different fees model. So that's it basically, guys, about FABA. So now today is not about us. It's about our speaker, Dr. Pasupuleti Vishweshwara, Professor Vishweshwara. So I'll just introduce him, and then I'll hand over it to Vishwa. So, right. Yeah. So today Vishweshwara, Professor Vishweshwara will tell us, industry academia interactions and what is the role of students and career opportunities. So before his talk, I would like to introduce him. So Professor Vishweshwara, or Professor Dr. Pasupuleti Vishweshwara, is a renowned professor of biotechnology and holds key positions as Associate Dean for the Faculty of Science and Technology and Director of International Relations and Research Collaborations at Reva University. With extensive experience in various countries, he has made significant contributions to the field of biotechnology, natural products, nanoparticles, and their applications in areas such as microorganisms, environment, engineering, food, and agriculture. He has received numerous awards and recognition for his work and is widely published in renowned international journals. He is featured in the top 2% scientists in the world because of his publications, and he continues to be an influential figure in the scientific community. So with his entry in India from Malaysia, he has done multiple things. Follow his LinkedIn, you will see like how many countries he's opening up collaborations to. I think it's a gift. He's also an EC member of FABA. It's a gift to have him in our panel. So Vishwa, thank you for accepting to give a talk today. I'm sure students will learn quite a lot.
Thank you so much, Jagdish. And thanks all FABA members here and the enthusiastic students who have joined across the world.
So which countries you are all joining, guys? Like you can type in the chat. Let's see if you're all active. I mean, whoever types, you are all you are active. Otherwise, it's just a deliverable for you. Like my last time I told my niece who turns on the classroom and goes playing outside. Online classes. Very good. Germany, India, Bangladesh, India, Nepal, India, Nigeria, Hyderabad, India, from Bihar. So who is joining from Nepal? Ravi Gupta, you're joining from Nepal.
He's from Bangladesh.
No, he wrote Nepal in the chat. I'm from India, Bihar. I'm from Kolkata, India. I participate in almost all FABA Fridays. Thank you, Tiyasha. So you're struggling with something?
No.
Okay, you can go ahead. By the way, Tiyasha, I'm coming to Kolkata next week. Okay, good.
Yeah. Is my presentation visible?
Yes.
Okay, as Jagdish has mentioned very clearly about this is not a technical talk. So anytime any participant can stop me and you can ask questions if you have any regarding this academia industry collaborations and what is the role of students and career opportunities. Basically, I'll be giving you a gist, and I am not very sure that what kind of students are presenting here and also what kind of information probably you are seeking from this FABA Fridays. And I'll just give you a broader spectrum of industry academia collaborations and how they will help you to shape your future in a better way. So let me thank FABA Academy, Dr. Jagdish and whole team for giving me this opportunity to talk about industry academia interactions or collaborations, role of students and career opportunities. As Jagdish mentioned that I'm also holding a position as Director for International Relations and Collaborations, Research Collaborations. So basically, when we talk about any research or any collaboration, it's mainly about quality. So majority of the times I show this particular slide to enlighten the students who can understand it in a better way. If you sow the seed with high quality, then certainly you will get the plant or plantlet with a good quality so that you can have better fruits or good quality fruits. So that is what exactly even in academia or industry or research, anything quality that definitely nurtures or that can be long lasting fruit forever. And another thing, when we are talking about quality education, when we are addressing the students, so this is one of the most important things which is completely aligning with sustainable development goals. And when you have quality education, then the thought process would be definitely in a quality. And when you have good quality or quality thought process, then you will have better ideas. When you have better ideas, so you have again better thought process to communicate with people. When you have better communication with people, then you will have better outcomes. So this is actually a linking process or link process where you have to start everything from a single dot. And finally, you have to connect the dots from education to research to collaborations to jobs or whatever we are talking about now. So you have to understand the proper scenario, what exactly we are doing, whether we are doing alone or whether we are joining hands with others. Of course, if you want to go far away, you can go single. I mean, you can walk faster. If you want to go faster, go walk alone. If you want to go far, you have to be with people. So that is what usually in the academia or industry or even student fraternity also, nowadays they are following this collaborative actions or collaboration mode. Everybody is in now collaboration or in networking mode. That's where we have to clearly understand vital of the development and economic perspective of any nation is quality education. Quality education comes certainly with collaborations. It can be with private to private, or private to government, or private to public, or public to public, public to industry, industry to academia, academia to academia, industry to industry. So various forms we can take. Collaborations, it's not just only between two departments. It's not about botany, zoology, or biotechnology, microbiology, or engineering, science. It can be anything which has very much relevance to have collaborations to enrich your knowledge, number one. Second thing is to have better outcome from the collaborations. So that is what you have to understand when you are initiating any collaborations with the known people or unknown people. You need to have an objective. What is for I'm going to talk with him or her? What is the objective behind my thought process? What is going to have our mutual benefit between two different people, or with the partner whom I am connecting with in my research or in my academia or even in job process. So it has to have a mutual understanding and reinforces peaceful societies as well. Whenever you are having good thought process, as I have mentioned in my previous slide, so you will definitely have better things in your plate. And let me give you a gist of this particular slide. Research, according to me, is a fact-finding and fault-finding all the times. So maybe you might be thinking that what is the relation between research or collaborations or academia, industry? So definitely there is a strong base for this particular slide to show for all of you is fact-finding and fault-finding. It is not only for research, even for collaborations, you have to understand the facts, realistic objectives, because sometimes we will be in euphoric condition where we think a lot or we always dream to do so many things. But however, I think the participants are from, majority of you are from India, and a few of the participants are from different nations. Some of them, I'm not telling that every student or every institute do not have facilities, but with very minimum facilities, majority of the students who is very enthusiastic in research, they will try to perform. When we have very less facilities and trying to conduct quality research, that's where your efforts certainly go in a collaborative way. If, say, for example, any student is working in any of the public universities or state public universities with very minimal facilities, or even private universities with minimal facilities, usually will have the tendency to work with the nearby established public or central universities, or even IITs or IIITs, or whatever the organization has better facilities. So that's where your research collaboration starts with. That's where even your academic collaboration starts with. Then that's where you have to understand the collaborative mode of action, whether it has to be in a short term or it has to be in a long term. So for that, I'll just give you another example. So earlier in the olden days, they were mainly focusing on focused or narrow down research, then later on broad research, then later on it has become interdisciplinary, where two different departments come together and then work together. So which means that's where the collaboration started. And finally, now completely any research you take, they are going on a very multidisciplinary modes, except few organizations where they still give the high priority for the basic fundas. Otherwise, now wherever we talk, engineering, social sciences, biological sciences, physical sciences. So every department or every discipline is collaborating with some other. they are getting novel thoughts to be executed. Even sciences people are working with management, sciences people are working with engineering, and in engineering also various branches, which means now the complete world is, behind this multidisciplinary research. So here, if you see this particular slide, especially this is all about collaborations. So the short term or long term, as I have mentioned in previous slide, when you are collaborating or when you are trying to search for a partner or when you are looking for a good organization where you usually want to conduct your research or you want to go very far in collaborations or you want to have mutual benefits, then you have to define whether it's a short-term collaboration or long-term collaboration, whether you have to have very good association with the people or you just want to run the show for a particular parameter. Because research is a big thing, or even when you are having academic collaborations as well, whenever you are trying to collaborate with people, you need to define very clearly, or you need to have very clear idea that this collaboration is going to be a sustainable one, or whether this collaboration is for very short-term process. And communicate with very much transparent terms. That is most important, my dear students, who are attending this particular program. You need to understand when you communicate with the partners or when you communicate with the collaborators, you have to be very clear with your terms, very transparent with your terms, and do not give space for conflict of interest. Anyways, I'll be explaining you what is conflict of interest and how you can avoid it, or how you can make the space not to have any conflict of interest in any of the industry or academia collaborations. Information sharing, research, resources sharing, access to the information should be spelled very clearly. So whenever we are having or we are trying to have some collaboration, transparency is the most important thing where you should maintain, so that you can avoid lots of problems. You can try to avoid n number of conflicts of interest later on. And funding aspects to be very clear. If academia and industry are collaborating each other or interacting each other for the benefits of the students, or even for the benefits of the academia, then you have to be very focused and you have to be very clear with the funding aspects, what they are going to get and how much work will be done in the academia and how much work will be done in the industry. And later on, I have few other important things. What I have mentioned is about the publications, authorships. So anyways, that is not, very much relevant for this particular platform, but conflicts is everywhere. Whenever you have a collaboration in a very long run or in a short term, certainly there is a scope for conflict of interest. It may be a direct conflict of interest, or it may be an indirect conflict of interest. And trusting each other for a long-term collaborations is most important. So that's where majority of the times, if you observe collaborations, 80% of the collaborations or 70% of the collaborations will fail in one or other ways. Probably I'm giving you less percentage only, but 30% of collaborations, if we get succeeded, then that's a great percentage actually. But trusting each other makes the collaborations sustainable, and you have to be very transparent when you are having these collaborations with industry. Sharing patents and publications with proper contributions, and we should not misuse the research facilities for harmful purposes, because there is a concept called dual use of research. So DUR they will usually call when industry people gives more facilities to the academia, sometimes with with immature thought process. Sometimes there are people who misuse the research properties or research facilities at industry or in another organization for different purposes, for harmful purposes, where DURs will come into the picture. So the same thing can be utilized for beneficial activities, or the same thing can be used for harmful activities. And multidisciplinary research is the trend now, as I have shown in the previous slide also. And now let me tell you about this particular slide. So this is actually, I usually show to other platforms, but anyways, here it's only the important task is collaborations. Probably you may be falling into medicine, biomedicine, biotechnology, and other subjects, what I have mentioned here very clearly. But if you observe here, I've mentioned collaboration is the only mantra for success. For any collaborations, for any matching, you have to have transparent thought process. And you should have very clear mindset to share the ideas, how exactly it should be. And you also should know each other for a long time before you go into the collaborations. It is not that today you know the person and then you can just jump into the collaborations. Definitely cannot. You have to understand what work is happening there. And you have to understand if you are seeking a job, you need to understand what kind of covering letter you should write. Because majority of the times, even last 11 FABA Fridays, they have given lots of information about CV writing, how to approach people. So many topics Dr. Jagdish has shown already. So you should have that thought process or transparent ideology to collaborate with people. Sometimes even the students also meet various kinds of professors, and they usually try to talk, even though they do not know what is the area of that particular professor, but they just wanted to communicate and to know the things. But sometimes the professors will, especially from foreign origin, they will always encourage you to communicate with them. But sometimes they will understand that even though we do not know the particular student or the person who is approaching them, they are trying to get in touch with them from the beginning. So these kind of things we have to clearly understand. And when we are talking about the collaborations, then certainly it can be multidisciplinary. Now, no discipline is a narrowed down subject, so you have to have that mindset. Now, let me give you a gist or very detailed picture of this academia industry collaborations and whether it is a sustainable model or not. So this is actually my primary slide of whole presentation. So this is where usually you should have whatever I have mentioned earlier. So everything is being covered here. So if you have patience, so you can just have a look into the slide and then you can just go ahead with that. So any research collaboration starts with planning. If you don't plan properly, we will never have anything in our plate. As I have mentioned earlier, whatever you're doing, whatever you're executing today is because of yesterday's plan, or it is because of day before yesterday's plan. Otherwise, you cannot just, as I have earlier mentioned again and again, now I'm also mentioning it again. It is not just directly jumping into the collaborations or directly jumping into the work. So you have to plan and you have to be proactive. If you observe, the second point is about proactiveness, where I've given you a scenario. If you meet any professor or any researcher in a conference or in any gathering, now FABA is giving lots of opportunities to meet, several kind of people, researchers, academicians, and also industry partners. So when you meet them, certainly you should have proactiveness to identify who is very much interesting or who is very much into your field. And then you can try to communicate with them. Then later on, you can also discuss about academic matters and also research what exactly is interested, for both the parties. So later on, you can start internal collaborations, which can start with intra-department or interdepartmental collaborations. Once you are very good with internal collaborations or intra-department or interdepartment, as I've mentioned, which means between two departments or within the department. Excuse me. So you have to maintain that rapport. Then you have to understand what is happening with collaborations, because all the time it is not very easy to keep the momentum or at the same pace. Sometimes the collaborator may have different pace. Then you have to go with that pace during that time. You cannot run when your collaborator is walking. When your collaborator is running, you cannot walk, which means it should be like, you both have to go in a same pace to achieve the goals at certain given point of time. Otherwise, definitely, if one collaborator is running faster and one collaborator is walking or just crawling to, get into the pace, then certainly that collaborations will not have fruitful outcomes, certainly. So that is why you have to try with collaborations. Then you have to understand what's happening, and you have to understand whether both the paces of the collaborators are happening in the same line. Then once it succeeds, then you can have your confidence to go for external collaborations. Once you have your external collaborations, again, it is all about interest. Then you have to define whether it is a short-term collaboration or long-term collaboration, whether it's a multi-centric study or whether it is a single-center study, or hand-in-hand cooperations must be there. Whenever you are planning for any short-term or long-term plans, you have to have this hand-in-hand cooperations between the collaborators. Otherwise, the collaborations may not be sustainable, because nowadays a buzzword is sustainable. Anything you talk about, whether is it sustainable or not, the first question coming into everybody's mind is whether it is sustainable or not. If you have the sustainable model, then certainly the things will go in a very right way. Then finally you have best out of the best outcomes. Then internationalization, this is what I want to emphasize a bit here, because now all of you are students, PhD scholars, or at different levels of your education or academia. So internationalization, you have to look for various opportunities at the international level. So whenever you are searching for international opportunities, because few countries, they have specific opportunities from various advanced countries. Some countries may not have the similar opportunities when compared to other countries, because there are various kinds of countries being, given in various platforms. So thereby they give various kinds of or different types of opportunities to different countries from advanced countries. So internationalization is one of the most important aspects for the students who are pursuing their masters or even PhD, to explore the possibilities for the opportunities in the industry as well as in academia. In academia, PhD students can go for postdocs. Even in industries also, they will provide several types of postdocs. Even some postdocs will be very long term, some postdocs will be even for 3 months to 6 months to 1 year. Then every year they will renew. So that's how usually the people try to get into the academia at international arena. And finally, sustainability. Sustainability, my dear friends, usually it depends on the individual. It depends on the person. Say, for example, if I want to talk about my sustainability, it completely depends on me. If I don't have the enthusiasm or zeal towards achieving something, then certainly I should not blame anyone for my sustainability. If I want to be sustainable, or if I want to have sustainable outcomes in my career or in my arena, then definitely I have to put efforts for that sustainability. If you ask me my own experience, or if you ask me my, the known people whom I have taken as an inspiration, certainly their hard work is their sustainability. That's the only mantra. There is no shortcuts for success, and there is no shortcut for sustainability as well. Well, this is actually for the activity. Anyways, now we are not going to do any activities here. But to all of you, I always mention that you should not be in a comfort zone. You always should think out of the box. That is where, let it be a collaboration between academia or industry, or it is only your education, or it is only your research. You always have to be out of the, you should think out of the box, and you should never be in comfort zone. So that is where lots of challenges come to you. Then you have to face lots of challenges. Thereby, you will get lots of success. This is another slide which I want to show to the audience: industry, academia collaborations and outcomes. Let me give you an example of my research, what exactly I've done, what even Jagdish has mentioned few things in, in introduction. So nice of you, Jagdish. This is all about my research, complete research, what I usually do. I work on natural products, I work on metabolic diseases, and I work on extractions and biological activities. And I also work on nanoparticle research. Finally, we go for bioproduct development. So when we work in a team, majority of the times we have very limited facilities. So if I want to conduct my research on natural products, it needs chromatography, it needs, extraction setup, completely rotary evaporators and other stuff. So lots of facilities I require. Sometimes I may not be having some facilities at my laboratory. Then majority of the times I will collaborate with other researchers where they have wonderful facilities. It doesn't mean that I'm doing my research, I should have everything. But we should have the mentality or mindset to collaborate with others, or to hook somebody who has the setup or facilities. Then only we can execute the work, whatever your plans. As I have shown in my previous slides, everything starts with plan. Then you have to be proactive when you are with less facilities. You have to be, yeah.
Go ahead, Aisha. I think it's some background.
So you have to be proactive, so that once you have very limited facilities, then you have to approach other organizations for collaborations. And finally, you can get your extractions or whatever. That is what I have done in my throughout career. Some organizations, they have everything. You name any facility, they have everything. Some organizations, they have very, very, very minimal facilities, then whereby I have to collaborate with other people. So it takes lots of time, it takes lots of your patience, it takes lots of your waiting process, even though you're collaborating with them. So lots of factors will affect your research. However, once you have built up the trust with the collaborators, then certainly everything will go, and will come within no time. So that is what we have in a team. We have followed that, and we have achieved a lot, especially through these collaborations. That is why I give lots of importance to collaborations and collaborators, because if one person is succeeded or in his career or in his particular field, it is definitely because of collaborations. There may be very rare people if they come up with single-handed, but there are so many factors and so many people, obviously and certainly, be helping them or collaborating with them in their careers. And finally, I will skip this nanoparticle research. Finally, if you go for this bioproduct development, this is actually a big term, where I might also show you some of the bioproducts, what we have mentioned, what we have, established from my lab and the collaborations. And those products have been commercialized as well. So they are in the market now. So if you see on your left, you have academia in one of the boxes, and on your extreme right in red color, you have industry. So in the middle, it is a process, complete process, how you have to approach them, where you have to approach them, when you have to go faster, when you have to slow down, when you have to mellow down. All these things happen in this particular process. Maybe that we can have in Q&A session if you have any such kind of questions. So bioproduct development is the one which can only happen with the collaborations. Maybe I'm an academician. I can have lots of thought process. I have lots of ideas, but to execute them, to become a product, I need an industry partner. If I do not have an industry partner, certainly any academic professional or academician will not have the facilities to set up industry within the university setup. And of course, some of the central universities and IITs, they have some certain facilities where they can cope up with that kind of establishments. However, majority of the universities, they might not have a setup to have complete product out of your research. Yeah, this is one slide, one interesting slide I wish to show you about Academic Drug Discovery Institute. This was actually prepared for one of my previous presentations. Then I have taken that today's topic is completely relevant to this one. So here you have lots of aspects where you can see internal collaborations, external collaborations, and on your right, you can see funding. And funding also, there are so many areas I have given. Central funding bodies, industry partners. Central funding bodies in some of the countries, we call them as federal bodies of funding, and or national funding agencies, or industry partners. Industries also give you lots of opportunities. They give you millions of funding. They give you crores of funding whenever you are approaching them with the right and bright ideas. And actually, industry partners are looking for academicians who can certainly help them in various activities. But unfortunately, very few are getting succeeded. And especially all those things are going for very national institutions. And NGOs, foundations are also looking for academia collaborations where they stuck with some problems and then they are looking for new thought processes from the academia. Donors and philanthropists, there are n number of donors and n number of philanthropists who can donate money to establish centers and who can provide you lots of facilities to have whatever you want for your research or even for academics. And CROs also are there to fund various kinds of social responsibility activities and also even core research areas as well. So this is the gist of this particular slide, which means academic collaborations are very important for the industry and industry collaborations are very much important for the academia. So whenever you have industry university partnerships, there are lots of demands. Usually when we talk about, if I want to talk as a director for international relations, we do lots of MOUs and we also do lots of MOAs. If we do MOUs, memorandum of understandings, there is no demand from either the parties. Any of the parties are not very much liable to do this, do that. If it is an MOA, memorandum of agreement, certainly both the parties are very much liable to, either it can be industry or academia. We are 100% liable to do the objective what we have agreed in the beginning. Otherwise, they have the capacity to sue each other. So that is why when we are collaborating with industry, there are strict demands. There are strict demands for long-term, either long-term or even for short-term. Any term of research you are conducting with industry, they will come up with lots of very, very, very strict demands, which means a clear-cut objectives to be achieved at certain point of time. In academia, majority of the times, we go very easy. So even though we get lots of funding from different funding agencies, we will try to ignore the milestones, what we have proposed when we are writing the proposal. So that is where, when you have these strong partners from academia or industry, you will have lots of demands and you will also work very strictly to achieve the goals in the given time. And these are 7 C's which every one of us should understand and follow. So 7 C's of strategic collaboration. The first one is clarity of purpose. This is what I have mentioned in one of my previous slides as well. Clarity is nothing but transparency, and clarity is nothing but how your idea is clear. How clear is your idea? How clear is your thought process? So that is the first of 7 C's is clarity of purpose. And second thing is congruency of mission, strategy, and values. So anything you start, vision and mission is very important. And what strategies are you going to involve to execute your work to achieve the better outcomes? And also values or ethics are very, very important, as I have shown in previous slides as well. And creation of value. So the earlier above value is different, that is ethics and values. Creation of value to your product, or with your research, what kind of value or what kind of significance you're giving to the society. And connecting people with purpose. Any collaboration you are doing with people, you have to communicate properly. That also has been mentioned earlier. And communication between partners, continual learning. So it is not only collaboration, it is not only a relation between two entities, relation between academia or industry. It is continuous learning for both the parties. They have to understand what exactly the work or what exactly the objective of that particular collaboration, and commitment to the partnership. So you also have to understand what is the commitment of your partnership. Excuse me. So since 2 days, I'm coughing, so sorry for the inconvenience. So necessity, this is what we have been discussing about. What is the necessity of any industry or any academic institution to collaborate to get better outcomes, right? So whenever there is a need or there is a necessity for executing better works, we'll go for collaboration. Until and unless there is a necessity, even from our childhoods, we learned that necessity is the mother of invention. So if you understand there is a necessity for my work to be conducted in the industry, or to be conducted in the academia, or to be conducted in the other organization which is very nearby, then only you will rush for collaborations. So we simply don't look for the collaboration just like that. Whenever you feel that, okay, I cannot do this or I cannot execute this particular work, then you will look into the opportunities. It can be a student or it can be a faculty member. So 3 main areas of collaboration. Number 1 is knowledge development and growth. Some people, say for example, if me and Jagdish talk, so we usually talk about ideas, how we can do this, how we can do that. If we want to go further deeper, then there is a necessity to go for, to delve into the matters in very deeply. But at the moment we have discussed, several things in a very superficial manner. So university participation in the knowledge and innovation system, that completely comes from the academia, and better education. So from universities, you have lots of activities. Even now, FABA is one of the centers where you get lots of dialogues from various experts, and democratic development, the work of universities on communicating research for public education. That is the main, or those are the main areas for collaborations where we can build up these 3 things. This is not only with academic, but also with industry partners. These are the various challenges I would like to emphasize here, or I would like to showcase the challenges of industry academia collaborations. As I have mentioned earlier, you need to fill lots of gaps in research, and you need to have appropriate collaborations in a long run. Then you should have your time, you should have your patience, and you should also go with the same pace with the partners. So these are the challenges I have mentioned earlier as well, But here I have mentioned another thing is a specific challenge in supporting innovation activities will be to identify forms for the commercialization of research innovations. See, my dear friends, I have a small concept which usually in Malaysia we used to follow. It is a concept of RISE, research, innovation, commercialization, and entrepreneurship. So they usually encourage you to do research with lots of innovative thoughts, which sprouts into commercialization, finally, which you can establish entrepreneurship at your institution or at your department. So that is how usually we plan the research. That is how we have lots of product developments. We have at least 1 or 2 centers for entrepreneurship developments as well. So that is how all these things can be done with collaborations. And these are the benefits where knowledge users can be in many ways. That is number one. You can utilize the libraries of the academics or libraries of the institutions if you have good collaborators. You can use laboratory facilities of a professor. You can use different types of chemicals if you are into biological area, and some sort of very biosafety, biosecurity things also you can use through the collaborations, because those kind of specific requirements will not be in every universities, but you have those kind of facilities in national institutions with high privilege, then you can also have access to those things. And external funding places demands for up-to-date and relevant research topics. That is another advantage or benefit. And you also have increased mobility of students. So this is one concept we also have in our organization. And even in Malaysia for past 12 years, we have also seen lots of student mobility programs between the universities or between the institutions and even between the countries as well. So student mobility programs are the hotcakes all the time. Even in our organization, we are also having student mobility and student immersion programs so that our students will get interaction with lots of new people from the industry, from the academia, from even international organizations. So that is what mainly we do. So this is what the take-home message for the students. So you have to understand what is your need and what is your requirement, what is your want, and what is your necessity. So these 4, if you can understand, if you can draw the line between them, then definitely you can achieve your goals in collaborations. So, well, we need to also understand what are the roles of universities in having these collaborations and how we can achieve the things with the collaborations, especially when universities are involving. Evaluation criteria for the performance of universities, promotion of effective university-industry relations are most important. Innovation is one of the most important aspects for any small research which is being conducted, or any collaborations also. Even the innovative thought process, innovative thoughts, innovative ideas and ideologies are very important for your innovations to start up new companies as well. Well, these are the very clear differences between academics and industry. Industry is always the priorities set by investigator, but in industry, priorities set by the management. So always in academia, we are not looking for profits. We always seek, as a researcher or as an academician, we see when we will get money. If you get money, then definitely you are happy. So you will just run the research, whatever you have set in your, or you have proposed in your proposal. That's all. We don't look for the profits. Whereas in industry, it is a profit-seeking industry. That's why they always want you to work on your toes and always want you to achieve the goals in a timeline basis. And publications is the priority for us. And we always measure the quality of a professor or quality of a researcher or quality of a student by publications. But there, it's completely a proprietary. Patenting driven by publications, patenting driven by business decisions. So that is how it is. Even in academia, lots of academic patents are there, which may be active for very little duration, but patenting driven by business decisions where they only patent the best things out of their outcomes, then thereby they will get royalty every year in a very long run. And here, serendipity you can observe in academics, but in industry you have control over everything. And transfer at early stage, add value before transferring. These are the two main differences between academia and industry. So perspective from the industry, so various perspectives from the university side, applications for research and exposure to industry collaborations, build research endowment, reward the investigator inventor. So this usually gives you exposure to the industry collaborations. Majority of the times in the university, we advise the researchers to go for lots of industry collaborations. So perspective from industry about universities is great sources of new and innovative ideas and technologies, cheaper and cost-effective support to support research and to license in technology. Because what industry always think of universities is, okay, the very cheap resources we get is the professors. We can try to get them into our board and then we can try to execute our works using university facilities. And also we can grant very little amount of money or grant very little resources, then we can get very best thought processes or innovative ideas from them. This is the perspective from the industry majority of the times. So this was the thing which we were usually following last time. So whenever you have this thought process of science and technology or research, then you make it into a concept, then we call it as conceptualization, then facilities and technologies. Finally, we prepare the prototype or scaling up the things. Then you go for product development. When you have your product, you should understand whether it suits to the small scale industry or large scale industry, or even small, medium enterprises. Then finally, you can go for commercialization. But before you do everything, you have to go for a market survey. If you have a prototype and if you have some product to be coming out of your laboratory, you should have proper market survey according to the region wise, according to the surroundings, where you are producing the product, and according to needs and requirements, and according to the demand and supply. And these are various economic benefits: licensing, generation of new knowledge, creation of human capital, influence on regional milieu, production of knowledge infrastructure, and various things. So various economic benefits also you will have with collaborations. And conflict of interest, as I have mentioned earlier as well, it's a very big thing, and still it's a gray area, if you ask me. So conflict of interest, it's always based on the situation, based on the researcher, based on the perspective of the collaborator. And sometimes the COIs are very clearly defined. Sometimes COIs are still in gray areas. So policies to consider in IPs, revenue sharing, employability, and royalty sharing, especially in collaborations. These are the various things come into the picture very frequently. So employment policies, intellectual property policies, technology transfer, and technology transfer. When we are dealing with technology transfers, you need to understand what exactly is your technology and how much percentage you are giving to the partner, and how much favorable conditions you are giving to your partner, and how much licensing percentage you are giving to your collaborator. All these things comes into the picture. So I think we are running out of time. So let me give you a gist of Malaysian perspective here. We had, and now also we have this public-private research network, where we call it as PPRN, where the system is very clear. I don't want to run through the slides. I will just explain the process, where you have the industry and academy in different entities as different entities. And then industries face, especially small scale industries and also sometimes large scale industries, they face some sort of problem, and then they try to look for academicians where they can help the industries to solve the problem with minimal cost. So that's where the government has got this particular funding agency, which is called as Public-Private Research Network, to fund the researchers for a period of time, 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year. And then they also provide certain type of project or grant to the researchers. Thereby, they will try to solve the problem of this particular industry. That is one thing. And second thing is the advantage of this particular industry or this particular PPRN or this particular initiative is that the researchers will have, or academicians will have, lots of exposure to the industry, and thereby they will understand what exactly is happening in the industry, and also thereby they will help the industry at particular, niche area where the problem lies. And also it encourages the participation of researchers to provide solutions based on the industry's demand. And this is usually the funding, whatever this is mentioned in Malaysian ringgits. So I have given 4 different types of company sizes: micro, small, medium, and large. So this is about the company's contribution, and PPRN contribution is from the academics, and maximum amount grant, is this much. So anyways, these are the general information I have provided here. It's about industry, how exactly they provide the funds, and researchers also, they have clear-cut guidelines. And well, as I have mentioned earlier as well, so these are few products which we have from our research. So we worked on stingless bee honeys, and out of that we have the product. I'm one of the principal investigator of it. Vinegar. I think in the world we have produced the first time vinegar from tropical fruits. 2 different tropical fruits we have used, dokong and rambutan. So this is the first time vinegar we are even commercializing now. This is the commercialized vinegar at ministry level. Even in foreign, we are trying to export it to different parts of the world. And this is where I was helping the industry, as I was mentioning just now, with PPRN, Public-Private Research Network. So I was a consultant for this particular company, where we were helping with the shelf life of this pumpkin spread, which we call it as a jam. And this is another bioproduct development which we have done with aquaculture industry, where this particular product is also in the market now all over Malaysia. And this is another bioproduct which I can mention from my research is spirulina. Spirulina is a very good biological product which has lots of potential for the human health and well-being. And this is also another collaborative project which is of 5 million Malaysian ringgit. It's a big amount, with lots of collaborations even with the ministry as well. So with that, I think thanks to all my collaborators, and also special thanks to FABA Academy and FABA whole team for providing this opportunity to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ishwar. I think one aspect that if you can tell, how can students make career out of this industry academia interactions? So what are the tools that you can see?
Yeah, that's a good question, Jagdish. So basically, when students are doing their master's or PhD, usually we have lots of collaborations with academia, where thereby, as I have mentioned earlier, they have to be proactive, even in finding the opportunities, or even they must be willing to
even turning cameras on now, right?
Sorry?
Even turning on cameras now.
Yes. See, you are giving lots of burden to Dr. Jagdish. You have to turn on cameras. He's keep on mentioning that, and then earlier he has mentioned that even his mouth is paining, telling the same story all the time. So that's how usually the industry. But before that, as you have done some FABA Fridays, shaping up and sharpening their CVs. So that is the first and foremost thing the student should do. And second thing is proactiveness. Third one is they have to open up with their ideas and ideologies and where they have to go, especially to the supervisors or to the faculty members. So that's where they usually get lots of ideas. But the problem with the Gen Z, they think that they know everything. But the reality is something different. So probably with those things, they'll be helpful for finding a better job. And even with the help of FABA or anybody, any of us who are working in various kind of academic or industry fraternities, so definitely we can help them also. So for any job perspectives or any achievements or outcomes, collaboration is the first and foremost basic thumb rule.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any questions from participants?
Any questions from BAU?
Let me also thank Dr. Visway, sir. Thank you very much, sir. You have delivered very well-structured presentation, and that provided a comprehensive overview of importance of the collaboration, and many other aspects. So I hope this is going to be very, very useful for the participants and the students in their career. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Mamta.
Thank you, sir. It's been a wonderful session, and we have come to know lots of things and really enjoyed the session. And we'd like to have you in BAU, just let us know where you are available. Thank you.
Thank you, Sajaul Islam. Certainly, I wish to, because Mymensingh is a very good place. Probably, I think FABA team is going to Bangladesh very soon, in next month, I think.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vishwa. I think you have given a comprehensive picture. I mean, being a researcher and kind of your own life, right? I mean, it's not like you didn't speak something else. Like it's your own research, and you even have showed the products. So I think there are a couple of qualities that one has to pick up, right? I mean, firstly, you are an epitome of international collaborations. And that's the reason that you became a dean of one of the biggest universities, and you're bringing lots of international collaborations. So my question is like, what are the key qualities that I think made you or Professor Vishwa at a certain young age?
Well, complete journey of mine, Jagdish.
Yeah.
That is the secret, Jagdish. You're asking him, and you're putting in an embarrassing situation.
No, sir, it's like, he's also into science. Like he's 2% of the scientists, like one of the top 2%.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, to give you a nutshell, Jagdish, but this answer is not for you, for the audience. So I have followed the collaborations because, as you know, my story, I actually wanted to do my PhD under Reddy sir. He was an inspiration for us. But finally, I couldn't do. He has given me opportunity, but the conditions were different. So for 7 years, I had to wait, and then so later on, I opted another option. Then I continued. That's where I started, thinking of collaborations, because if I would have, if I had done my PhD with HCU, probably I might have not thought of any collaborations, because HCU, you have everything. And that's where I thought of, and then it starts with lots of, proactiveness. So continue collaborations. So that's where even now, lots of publications. So that is how it was happened. Otherwise, certainly I wouldn't have published more than 120 publications.
Wow.
So it's completely because of networking and it's completely because of collaborations.
Okay.
Sometimes thought process is from our side, but execution is somewhere else.
Yes, yes.
So that's how my team is growing, and then it's all thanks to my students, my PhD students, my complete team and collaborators.
Fantastic. I mean, 120, I have only 5 publications. I already feel like top of the world. Dr. G. Anita, ma'am, good to see you. Would you like to talk a few words? You are on mute, ma'am.
Sir, good evening, sir.
evening.
So even I am in search of getting collaborations with either professors or universities or anything. I'm into pharmaceutical field. I'm into pharmaceutical chemistry.
Okay.
And I have an idea, research idea, and I am in lack of position to write a proposal. Even if I go and ask my principal, there is no guarantee that he may not stole my idea. And he wants to be the principal investigator. Nowadays, this all happens, but even still we are in lacuna only. We don't understand where to go and what to do. But today's Vasudeva sir has helped us a lot. Vishweshwar Rao sir has helped us a lot in understanding some concepts, collaborations, and all these things. Sir, can we do collaborations personally? Not what is my idea is like university, industry, not like that. If some persons are able, if they are capable and they are working somewhere, can't they collaborate with the persons or industries or universities where they are not being working, so that they can put their ideas and mutualism can be happened. Now I am working for a private organization and a Pondicherry University. So if there are chances like this, it will be benefits to the persons also. Like MOU, not for the universities and the institutions, memorandum of understanding. Can't we make it for our professionals, like for the faculties?
Yeah, that's a good question, Dr. Anita. You can have, but I don't suggest MOU between the individuals or between the professionals.
Yes,
It
yes.
is basically with the departments or the institutions. But
Understood.
with individuals or professionals, you can have collaborations. So,
Individuals and universities. You need to tell this. Huh?
yes. Individuals, you can have collaborations, but
Okay.
with a broader spectrum, with departments and universities, you will have MOU as a documentation.
Okay.
But again, that also emphasizes on collaborations. That is what usually we do.
So,
Universities, we go with the organizations.
okay.
And basically, majority of the times, I personally go as a professional. If I have facilities, then we provide the facilities for them. And if they have facilities, we will try to utilize their facilities for the collaborations.
Definitely, sir.
Yeah.
I have an idea. It's related to female problems nowadays. Each and every young lady who is facing, and I want to turn that what you have turned that vinegar from the nature fruits.
Tropical fruits.
Ma'am, you went on mute. Please unmute.
You are muted.
Search for that. So if you want to do such works, we need a little bit, at least I need some rota evaporator to get the extract purely. And then I have to go for NMR studies, mass, and then infrared. Then again, which extract, comparative studies. And I need some pharmacological people also to justify that, or some animals, ethical committee. I am working in a college where the medical college is there, dental college is there, everything is there. But my college, this is the first batch which is going out. So we don't have that much infrastructure. So when I discuss the same thing while writing the proposals and all, even if we want to do the pilot work, we need some facilities. I discussed with my COO and all they said that you can, if you have your contacts, you can get collaborations and MOUs, you can done there also, ma'am. We'll give you the leave. So you can go and work there and come back. So they supported like this, but even I don't know where I have to go and ask how to go. This and all are a big processing fields only.
Correct.
Nowadays, you know, sir, like in anywhere in private institutions, we'll be having our work schedules. Again, NAC, again, documentation. These hectic areas are only killing our times most of the times. Thank God, I should thank God I may have in the right track today. So I have met some persons like you. So if I got any help in this on this platform, definitely it will be helpful.
Sure.
So I will contact you, sir, personally.
Sure, no problem, Dr. Anita.
Definitely, sir.
Yeah.
Then I'll go through my principal, sir. Tomorrow I'll talk to him. Then he's also okay. He said for MOUs and collaborations also, he said he's very open for the collaborations. So I may contact you soon.
Sure,
and
sure. No problem.
With your helping hand in this regard.
I think maybe Dr. Mamta can also answer this question in a different way, because she's a women scientist and she empowers a lot of women. Mamta, do you want to address it?
Yeah, I thought I would like to
Thank
add
you.
2 points in that, Dr. Anita. If you're willing to go for the independent researcher, you can write the proposal if you have already an idea and then you have a concept, right? So you can submit your proposal directly to the funding body by approaching any one mentor in the university and institution. So they cannot steal your being a principal investigator. They cannot take, I will be principal investigator for your project. No, you will be the principal investigator for that, because it's funded by the government. Government is allowing to do that as a principal investigator. So you can, I think you should go for the DBT, ICMR, because they are giving
ICMR and Ayush is also there. As it is from plant-based, even I am trying for Ayush. But no, for all those things, we need to be supporting a pilot document studies, ma'am. So we need to support. We need to show some presentation or publication.
Of course,
so for that we need to do some pilot study. That is so.
But once you're a doctorate, you will definitely have an idea and publication as well, right? That with that idea, you can go to funding body, you can present your proposal, and then show your means your passion. Definitely, they'll support you. Even I got funded by DST twice. I can say thrice now.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. And it was like back to back. There was no gap, nothing. They supported me fully.
Okay.
So I think this will be another way of doing your own research.
Definitely, ma'am. Thank you. I'll take your suggestion into consideration. I'll go in that way also.
Yeah, I will.
And I'll try in collaboration manner also, whatever it may be.
Yeah, sure.
But I want to get it on to life.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Jagdish.
Thank you.
Yes, Vishwa. Yeah.
Maybe I would like to introduce, if Dr. Sharath is here, I can see Dr. Sharath Yeniseti. He is from Nagaland. He's a professor of neurobiology.
Oh, okay.
Very, very great scientist. Sir.
Hello, you're on mute.
Sir, namaste.
Can you please unmute, sir?
Yeah, namaste. Yeah, actually, like on and off I joined. Yeah, it's nice. Thanks for the time. And we use the fly model of the Parkinson's disease. And we also try to use certain nutraceuticals like the curcumin and all. And we try to understand because, of course, you guys can check it. That's what we published is though the most of the studies. They say that the curcumin is a neuroprotective, but it has got the life phase specificity. That was our, seminal contribution for the Parkinson's disease system is concerned. So, there is a life phase specific, brain specific differential regulation of the dopamine metabolism, which has got even no therapeutic implications. So, in simple, that is the line we work how the brain dopamine metabolism is regulated, and is it possible to at least delay the onset of neurodegeneration? Yeah. Thanks for the time. And if anybody would like to use the model or to figure out the particularly, because the players involved in the dopaminergic neuroprotection, extremely conserved between Drosophila mice and human. So yeah. Thanks for the time.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, Andy.
Jagdish,
Thank you.
probably we can use, for one of the FABA Fridays or any other platforms.
We will love to have Dr. Sarath with us. Dr. Sarath, I'm Dr. Mamta, and I'm working in the University of Hyderabad. I'm also working the same line, actually. I'm also working on the neurodegeneration and
Okay.
particularly working on the neurotrophic factor, specifically GDNF, as you know that you know about it, GDNF and transforming growth factor. And this, as you said, the dopamine neuronal pathways. And I have published certain papers and recent in 2022 and 2023 also by MPTP blockage, by doing blockage, and we have created one model also. So I'm working in such direction. So can I interact with you in the personally if you can give me your mail ID, and we will have a lecture also in FABA Friday if you allow.
Yes, that's the reason I wanted to introduce now. So maybe we can utilize Dr. Sharath for FABA Fridays, or even for any other programs. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Vishwesh, for the introduction and connecting me with the group. And even the doctor, like in 23, we have published one new methodology to follow the degeneration process. Maybe you can check it. Like most of the neuron dies, the dying back theory. But most of the times, like in the animal models, they say the cell body is degenerated or not, which is a kind of wishful thinking. So in order to follow the process of degeneration, which may take in case of the human, maybe, sometimes more than half of the lifetime, in a fly model, in neuroscience, we published it just, like 23 also. So you can have a look
sure,
at it.
Sure. Definitely, I'll go through it, sir. I will ask Divya to communicate with him, and please share your mail ID so that we can.
Sure, I think we can connect and we can work together. There is always a way to work together, and
Where do you work now?
I'm in Nagaland Central University. I'm a professor in Department of Zoology. You, madam, you are in the University of Hyderabad. Which department, please?
Animal biology, sir.
Oh! I think Dr. Madhubabu also he uses fly system.
Yes.
Yeah. Because that's how in the fly group we are connected.
There are few scientists who are working on it. Dr. Anita Jagoda and Prashad, Dr. Prashad Tanmay also working on the same direction. So it's great to connect with you, sir.
Yeah. Nice, ma'am. Same here. Yeah, thanks.
And definitely we'll connect.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That's the beauty of this FABA Fridays. It's all about.
Even we are also getting benefited by you. That's with always like mutual.
Vishal has one.
Sorry. Hi guys. For anyone who doesn't know me, I have been working with Dr. Jagdish Fitzwitz since the last 1 or 2 months, and we have introduced this podcast.
We launched podcast, guys, last week. So everybody, please subscribe to that. Yeah. Okay, we shall go ahead.
So basically, here I just wanted more than talking about something. I wanted an opinion because one great thing was brought up by Dr. Anita is one thing is resistance. So I have done my master's in the US. I've done my master's thesis on nanoformulations. So with my experience, what I have observed was this specific collaboration issue is more prominent in the resistance in collaboration is more prominent in Asian countries, or mostly when I saw most professors or universities or academicians in the West, they are more proactive in talking about their research, being vocal about their research, and having that collaboration attitude with an ease. So now that the issue is raised, I just wanted the opinion of Dr. Vishweshwar Rao, who is now is a pro, right? So what exactly do you see is the entry barrier for especially countries in Asia, or even people who want to actually collaborate, and what changes do you see in the future, which might encourage people to collaborate more with more ease?
Yeah. Yeah, it is meaningful only, and it is helpful for all the scientists who are working in the same direction. Now
Yeah.
I want to mention this platform. I'll be helping if anybody wants to develop a method, analytical method. My specialization is in method development by using HPLC for chiral compounds also, and there is stability studies, methods means bioavailability methods. So I can help you guys anywhere if my help is involved. I'll be definitely helping you out, and I'll do my things.
Ma'am,
If any
let
help
Professor
was-
Vishweshwara will explain. I think we can introduce later with all our services. So Vishwa, do
Yes,
you
sir.
want to answer what Kushal asked? Kushwa?
Jagdish?
Yeah. So Kushal's question is like, the collaboration capability. So he did his MS in US
In the
on
US, yeah.
nanoparticles. So
Hmm.
there he saw a lot of collaboration abilities and people are open to collaborate. But in
Correct.
Asian countries, it is not like that. So how do you see that now, also in future?
Yeah, that's a really very great question, Kushal. Well, there is one thing we should talk about before we talk about collaborations. That is, we should talk about mindsets. Basically, our thought process is very narrow-minded, and we think that okay, if we give our idea, it will be stolen. But there, it is not like that. You grow, you grow, I grow, we grow together. And it's all about helping nature. If I have the facilities, I'm very much open to, because I had been to almost 16 countries and I've worked in about 5 to 6 countries where if you do not have any facility, that's what I was mentioning about the collaborations. They are very much open, especially in Indian system. That particular maturity, I think, in my perspective, it is not there up to the mark. See, now I have introduced one very, very great professor. He looks very, very humble and very simple, but he has lots of work, and he is one of the, pioneers in that particular work. He has even worked with Dr. Vijay, who was the president's advisor as well. So he's very much open for collaborations. So here in our system, the collaboration mindset is not yet matured, I would say. So that is the reason, Kushal, you might find difficulties in openness, because our researchers and scientists are telling that you are very much welcome for the collaborations, but when it comes to reality, that is only ending up in giving words. In reality, the scenario is different. So probably every one of us will have a broad mindset very soon. And then we will have, very much openness in the research and transparent collaborations. I am also wishing the same, because as you have, experienced the same thing in abroad, I've also had lots of collaborations. After coming to India, anyways, I did not try anywhere, but when I hear from lots of people that they're struggling for collaborations. But anyways, whoever I'm having collaborations, I'm tying them with my collaborators, so they are finding collaborations very easily. But your question is very right, and I agree with you. I'm with you 100% that the broader spectrum of idea should be matured in Indian system.
So I think it's a major problem to address, and this one specific topic can take hours together to speak about, I guess.
True.
And this one topic, it would be really useful for many people who would want to understand about collaborations, and we would love to do a podcast specifically on this topic with you if you are interested, sir.
Excellent. So we can do that. That's not a problem.
We'll come to Hyderabad, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me take the opportunity whenever. I mean, there is a program in September, right?
Yes, 16th September.
Let me check if that particular date is free for my schedules. Then I'll take the opportunity to attend that program, so that we can have that on during that time.
Yes, it's a very basic necessary information for anyone who would want to have that spirit So I think this would be like this one session has just given a small ignition, but if we can build that on a very consistent basis and spread it to more and more people, I think one way is the podcast where we can specifically talk on that one topic and distribute it in such a way that we hope that, as you spoke, that in countries like India needs to gain that broader sense. I think this can be one tool.
Yes.
I'm hoping that.
Yeah.
I think this, maybe I can also add few things we saw on that thing.
Sure, Jagdish.
I read a book called The Science of Getting Rich. You know, it's a very, very old book.
Yes.
Book, it says that, you know, the God has given us abundant resources. Unfortunately, we think they are limited.
Correct.
So like India, we are so many people, we are, you know, billion, 1.3 billion. The resources are limited. And when resources are limited, we compete. When we compete, we don't collaborate.
Yes.
So answer is one simple: are we competing or collaborating? When we collaborate, resources has to be abundant. But do we have that?
But you know, we compete for nothing.
Yes.
When we collaborate, so the fruits are more. We can enjoy the fruits when we have collaborations.
Yeah.
When we are with competent mind, then always the grudge, you know, and you will get scared that, okay, whether I win or he wins or she wins. And definitely, you know, life is too short.
Yeah.
not tomorrow we wake up or not. So for that unnecessary competition, but with collaboration, we can certainly win.
Exactly.
Growing together is the best mantra. I advise all the students, if they are juniors to me, so I suggest all of you to follow, go together, grow together. So that is what I always follow since 2004, past 20 years. So I've grown. I can certainly say that as Jagdish mentioned. So I've grown at this age. I've grown, you know, to a state where with all my collaborators' support, you know, publishing, and then as 2% scientist also, it's only because of publications. I've done nothing great. But, you know, I can say that, you know, Sarath sir is here. He has done, you know, tremendous work in neurobiology. So it's because of publications and collaborations. So it gives you a different flavor and you can enjoy the fruits. But you have rightly mentioned, Jagdish, I agree. Competence. Here we compete for nothing. And every time we feel, oh, this person is doing that, that person is doing this. So let us focus on work and let us collaborate.
And also, I think you indirectly touch based on entrepreneurship, a lot of things. I think if you focus on entrepreneurship, resources can be created, guys.
Correct. Actually, the slides, I skipped many slides actually. I run through many slides. Otherwise, it's about 2 hours talk.
Okay.
So maybe next time we can meet, all of us, we can have time.
Anybody wants to speak? I mean, this is an opportunity. It's very hard to get Vishwa. He's traveling many countries. He's opening up many collaborations for Reva University. So
there are 2 common people here, Kiran and Lavanya. You can ask them to switch on their video.
Kiran, I will beat you if you don't turn on your camera. Kiran is my junior as well. Kiran is Vishwa's junior, my junior.
Kasturi, you don't have any question now?
No, ma'am.
But Kasturi is happily enjoying the, you know, scenarios being explained by me and Jagdish.
Yes, because I am more into regulatory affairs and quality management. So this is something related to wet lab. So I am just listening to all the conversations and trying to understand their different perspectives.
Excellent. I did not know that you are from regulatory affairs because I was the course coordinator for regulatory affairs when I was in Malaysia. So I
that's really
touched
good to
upon
know.
a few things for regulatory affairs. Maybe, anyways, next time.
Okay, right now I'm looking for entry-level roles here in Germany. I'm in Germany right now. So I am looking for entry-level roles and all to enter into the market. Can you just give me some of quick insights wherein I should focus on? So that
Well,
would help
based on,
to land in a
especially
better
when
place.
you're talking about regulatory affairs, it completely depends on the country specific,
Yes,
right? So
yes,
I have set a few things for Malaysian system, especially for central universities.
okay,
So when you are talking about regulatory affairs, when you are talking about a particular country, and especially
yes,
countries like Germany, and
yes, sir.
Ritesh knows much better than me if you're talking about Germany.
Yes,
And I mean, if you are looking for an entry level job, then it must be a, you know, quick gist of polishing your things of regulatory affairs, number one. Then
yes,
the
sir.
principles of regulatory affairs to be very strong. Only those two things they will observe for any entry level job. If they are looking for a very senior level job, then they will look into your advancements of your regulatory affairs.
Okay, sir, I will just work on it. Actually, right now I'm trying to get certain certifications as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, hopefully something works. As you said that the concepts must be very clear.
Yes.
I'm working on it.
Kasturi, I'll give you one exercise. It will
Yes,
give
sir.
you a job in 6 months if you can really sincerely work on it.
Yes,
Open a
sure,
FABA
sir.
chapter in Germany. I'll give you all my connections, 50 to 100 people.
Yes, sir.
You open the
Yes,
connection,
sir.
that will give you a job.
Okay, sir. I will start connecting with people. That is what I was thinking about. Yesterday, I messaged Kushal as well. Like, what can I do? I also want to do something. Like in the previous session, I already spoke out, but I couldn't take up. I also want to contribute. I also want to do something for the FABA. What can I do? If I can be of any help, let me know. Karke, I just,
Let's open FABA Germany chapter. So all
sure,
my
sure, sure.
help you out.
Definitely, sir.
I just
that's a
want
good
somebody
idea,
to be
Jagdish.
leader.
Process, just let me know what the sequence should be like. Just the starting point. Later on, I can just take it up.
You create one FABA Germany LinkedIn group. I'll add all my people there.
Okay,
Then
sir.
you take the lead.
Okay, sir. Definitely.
And today, one of the Indian minister, not a minister, he works for Ministry of Home Affairs or something. And he started a initiative called PRISM Viswa. So he is now appointed as scientific officer for Germany from India. Scientific ambassador, I think.
Excellent.
So I met him in the evening. So he's
Okay.
coming to Germany. I think we will do something big.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
Yeah. Kiran became Dr. Kiran. I didn't know. Kiran,
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you so much.
Last-
Thank you so much, Anna. Hello,
last
Anna. Hi, how are you, Anna?
Good, good.
I'm outside, so I don't want to get disturbance, na? So I just muted myself.
Okay, okay. But good to see that DR title in front of your name.
Everything goes to Viswesravana.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
He will guide like anything. So personally, I have observed everything.
It's okay.
So generally, we
Don't
discuss
put me in
with you
an
all.
embarrassing situation now. Okay, you are Dr. Kiran now. Okay.
Okay, okay. Any other questions, guys? So there's one question from well, what's his name? Rishi Garg, right? Rishi, do you want to ask straightforward?
Yeah, you can just unmute and ask.
Rishi Garg?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Like right now, I'm doing my management studies in a institute in Jaipur. But I had my background in medical microbiology. There, I had some of the interns in antimicrobial resistance. So I wanted to ask, as a management student, how can I proceed with the collaboration with any association, esteem association like FABA and also industry synergized institution like.
Yeah, you have even mentioned in your chat, right? How can I collaborate with industry or association like FABA as a student of Management Institute? I want to work on antimicrobial resistance. I did my bachelor's in medical microbiology, now pursuing MBA. Maybe there is an association called Indian Association of Applied Microbiologists.
Yeah.
Rishi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, sir. I can hear you.
And another one, I'm also executive council member in Indian Association of Applied Microbiology. And you also have another association called Indian Association of Medical Microbiology.
Yes, yes.
probably those associations, if you're asking about associations or societies, they can help you in those lines
Okay.
for collaboration.
As
Yes,
a,
you have eminent people there.
okay, as a student in my in a management university, like how can I follow up with, as you have mentioned, MOUs and MOAs with any association, or for the more betterment of students, like from our background, like life science, biotechnology, medical, microbiology, or like, can I proceed with in that sense?
Yes, certainly your institute or your department can proceed with MOUs, but there should be a clear-cut objective of any MOU. It should be student mobility or faculty mobility or your research objectives,
Okay.
conducting research together or applying projects together. So the objective must be very clear before you proceeding with any MOU. Because when you approach somebody, you have to write what you are approaching them. So that must be very clear and that must be very transparent. And later on, they will ask you a number of things to get clarifications from you. Then you also have to have open-mindedness for MOUs.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
It was very informative.
Sure. Thank you.
So I have, can I take a moment, please?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. It was really informative session, but now that collaborations and all you were speaking about, I just got a thought during my bachelor studies. Like when I was doing my bachelor's, I was doing n number of practical experiments in the laboratory voluntarily. And then I didn't have any support from many of my professors. They used to say, you invest, you do if you are really interested. I tried to go to Usmania University and many other universities, private labs, paid from my own money. And then I tried doing a number of things. And in the middle, I had to leave certain projects wherein I didn't get a proper guidance to publish a paper. Unfortunately, I just had only one publication during that point of time. And then there was competence among the peer groups, no support. And my professor wanted to take the first name in the publication. And I was not ready for it because I did the whole work and that was left just like that because I was working with the nanoparticle research at that point of time. Now, after listening to this session, I really feel that some things should have been, I really wish people who are now studying or else they are in their academic background to take the best out of these kind of sessions.
True.
I think this is really informative and this must be reached to the students in the universities and who are pursuing in laboratories, doing their internships or projects.
Thank
All
you.
these kind of sessions must be there for them most of the time so that they come up, they be positive towards it. Because after this incident, I just left wet lab. To be honest, at a point, my interest towards wet lab was just constant.
Okay. Yeah, that's a very good point you have raised, Kasturi. Let me give you a gist of it. Actually, this is a very good point to all the research scholars here attending and the students attending this program. Which one point she has mentioned that the authorship, the first authorship to the professor, which is highly unethical practice, number one. Second thing is when student is working and student is spending her or his time in the laboratory, he should be the first author. Then third point, whenever the conceptualization is done from the supervisor, then he can be the corresponding author, not the first author, definitely. And students, you have all the rights to oppose this. If your supervisor says that my name should be the first author in the papers, certainly you should never agree. Because I'm not telling as a dean of my school or director of my international relations, I'm telling as a policy maker of responsible conduct of research, which we have adapted from the US. And fortunately, I was one of the policy makers for this particular responsible conduct of research in Malaysia. So this is forever. So my name will be there forever. So we have built very clear policies for responsible conduct of research, ethics. So this is a big no. When a supervisor says my name should be the first author, should never agree by any of the students here. This is my strong message to the students and research scholars. You have all rights to oppose if your supervisor says
But
the first author.
But I have a point here, sir, to ask you. Now, so when we are in a bachelor state, we don't have much resources or much knowledge about how things are to be documented, how things are to be done. So definitely we extend our help to our professors. But in this case, at times we need to, we get it a point there where that, oh, I will have a paper at least on a certain place, like in a paper, I will be placed somewhere else. My work is done, let him take it. We will be at a point where we feel that, okay, we know that we have done it, that's enough. So how do you confess this to when we are at a higher stage, when we want to grow in the research field?
I agree on that part. As an Indian student about 20 years back, I was also a student, and then I strongly agree with your point. But however, if we understand the rules and regulations, ethical practices clearly, and it's only exploiting the hard work of a student, or hijacking the hard work of the student and then bringing his name or her name at the first. And another thing is, see, in a humanistic manner, if I want to answer this, or in a layman manner, if I want to answer this, see, once you reach to an assistant professor or associate or professor, what more you need? Why do you want to snatch the things from the students?
And unfortunately, most of the times the students just give up, and many of the papers are just unwritten or unpublished, and the work is just left like that. Half of the work is just gone into vain or something like that. Their knowledge is just confined in that box itself.
True. But that's an unfortunate thing.
Yes, sir.
They should know.
But yeah, I just want to convey the message that please do encourage students in a way that they come out rather than they confess themselves in the box. They don't have that opportunities. That should be more awaken them, help them out the best way possibly.
True.
That is to be inculcated in many of the universities, especially in Hyderabad, to be honest.
Jagdish is telling something.
One can publish in FABA as blogs or something.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
But Kasturi, I would say, like, don't get demotivated, because there are very good professors as well. Like you can say,
that is also there. See, so everything has positive and negative.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. Because
right now they are growing up. Earlier, like let me say 5 years before or something, the professors were also like least some places it is different, some places it's different. So just can't general. I'm just telling in general that everyone should be given an opportunity. And as a student, we don't know the collaborators from outside, right? We don't know which kind of professors will help, or which university is offering such kind of help to students. So now that FABA is there, many people are getting connected, many things are happening, and I'm thankful for this platform where we are able to learn and grow.
Yes, that's great.
Exactly.
I think we should wrap up now.
Yeah, exactly. So if there are any questions, please ask. 3 more minutes left. Be proactive.
Brief. Good. I like that.
Sir,
be proactive.
Sorry,
yeah.
Maybe but I am asking the introductory question about FABA. Where can we find all the details? I am the first time where I am seeing this FABA and all the terms. Sir, where can I find all this data regarding FABA? What is FABA? What is meant for?
Next
time
come early, ma'am. Next time come early at 7. I have given like 10 minutes talk about it. Well,
okay.
You give the link to
I'll give a podcast link. So let's see. We'll also give.
Actually, Jagdish has encroached my time 15 minutes to explain about FABA.
Exactly
I
right.
don't like because he engrossed, almost 15 to 20 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay,
So
it's
here
fine.
Divya has given links. Please have a look at it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
We
Sure,
have a
ma'am. Thank you for
website, you can
joining.
just go through it.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
Great.
all the sessions are live recorded.
Yeah, all the sessions are live recorded on YouTube or LinkedIn. So please also spread about FABA to all your network.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
If possible,
If there are any
you
questions also, you can write to us.
in your institutions.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sorry, sir, for me mispronouncing your name, because that time I was into rushing into my children's work and this and there. Sorry for pronouncing your name in a wrong
No
manner.
problem. No
I feel
problem.
very sorry, and
No, it's
I'm.
okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for forgiving also. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, everybody. We saw very, very big thanks. I think you
No
touched on
problem.
very
Jagdish.
interesting areas, and also thank you for answering things. So this is how the lively the work, these things should be. Like everybody has to open up and speak, because you will be the next policymakers, right? I think.
This is an important topic. It was a very important topic to be taken up, I must say.
Yes.
Basically, FABA Fridays are for this communication, but the problem is nobody. I mean, look, how many are there not even turning on cameras? What
Yeah.
should I say to them?
If I'm not mistaken, this Lavanya's iPhone, you ask her to open up the camera.
Yeah.
If she's our student. Kiran?
Hello, Lavanya.
Yeah.
She's
The
feeling-
same person.
You're on mute, Lavanya.
You're muted, Lavanya. Let
Okay.
me mute for a minute.
Hello. Sir, hello.
Yeah, Kiran.
Sorry, and actually I'm outside. I don't want to make a disturb.
No problem, no problem. Lavanya, you can speak.
Yes, sir. Thank you for this opportunity. Actually, this is the first session I have logged in. After seeing Vishweshwar Rao sir's status and your emails continuously, I was getting, but it was really a very nice, interesting session. After a long time, I have heard sir's first presentation, I guess. So it was very nice. So I think I've interacted with you in the LinkedIn, I guess, sir. Jagdish, sir.
With me?
Yeah, last time, I guess. Because Kiran used to tell me all the time your name, and you indirectly helped us in another way. And because of Rao sir, we have got lots of support from the
You
college.
should not use incomplete statements, Lavanya.
What did I help, right?
Okay, sir. Sorry for that.
That's
Sorry.
good. I'm happy to see all of you here.
Thank you, sir. Actually, I have to tell thank you. Because of you only, I came to know all these things. Otherwise, I was not having any idea. In Bangalore, Biotechnica, I have been a member for that. But the same thing goes here also. But it's a excellent platform for the research scholars and other students. I really thank for the.
Maybe by next week, you should become FABA member. I will make sure that.
Sure, sir. Last time you have promised me, I guess you remember. Last time I asked you once. Okay. Thank you all.
Okay, Jagdish. I'm
Yeah.
giving one member and one speaker to you.
Okay.
But happy to connect, Lavanya. Good to see you.
Thank you,
I did
Jagdish,
not
sir.
know that
Really
we spoke
nice.
on LinkedIn, but yeah.
Yeah, nice meeting you, sir. Thank you. Rao sir, thank you so much
No
for
problem.
making me knowing all this person.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you, sir. Okay, good night.
Good night.
Take care. Good night. Thank you, sir.
Okay, everybody, let's wind up here.
Yeah.
I think we also have some other things to do, right? So let's wind up here, and then big thanks to Ishwa and FABA team and everybody whoever has joined today. Bye, everybody. See you next week.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Rao, for being with us today.